What's up guys, Austin from Rock Bottom Cats here, and in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to go out and catch your own fresh catfish bait. So stick around and let's get started. Now if you're new to catfishing, you've probably done a little research on easy catfish baits, and you've probably seen there's a ton of options out there. You've got your homemade baits, you've got your off-the-shelf baits like punch bait, dough bait, red worms, night crawlers. You've also got your grocery store baits like chicken and hot dogs. Now these baits will all catch fish, but it's hard to replace freshly caught bait. That fresh bait's one is going to help you catch larger fish most of the time. You can catch a trophy fish on a piece of chicken, but it's hard to replace that fresh bait when you're targeting these big fish. Another thing it does is it gives you another type of bait in your bait arsenal. You may be out having success on chicken one day and they don't want to touch it the next day, and having a piece of fresh bait might be the ticket to keep you from getting skunked. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about the type of fish that I target for these fresh bait that are easy to catch, that pretty much are available in any body of water in the United States. And we're also going to talk about the type of gear that I use to target these fish. And then lastly, we're going to go out there and actually catch some fish. I'm going to show you kind of what to look for when targeting them and how I actually catch them as far as technique, which is super simple. So stick around and let's get started. Now the type of bait I'm talking about is the sunfish species. Mostly known as bluegill. Depending on where you are in the United States, you might have green sunfish, red-eared sunfish, red-breasted sunfish, and there's several others as well. But as far as how you target them, it's all pretty similar. I'm going to primarily be targeting the bluegill in this video just because here in North Carolina, we have them in almost every single body of water there is, and they're super easy to catch. And odds are you probably actually fished for them before, and if you haven't, well, good news is I'm going to show you how to catch some. Now the great thing about these fish, they're extremely good catfish bait. I've caught trophy catfish with them. I've also caught high numbers of catfish with them. So they work whether you're looking small eaters or if you're trying to catch that once in a lifetime fish, you can do it with this bait. So now that we know what kind of bait we're going to be using, let's talk about the type of gear you need to get started catching these fish. Now as far as gear goes, there's really not much to it. A lot of you probably already have a small rod and reel at the house, but if you don't, you can pick up something like this at Walmart or your local tackle shop for about 10 or 20 bucks, and it's usually ready to go. This particular one is a little $10 to $15 ultralight reel I picked up at Walmart, and I put it on a $3 rod I bought at Ollie's. As far as a tackle goes, I've got a small bobber on here. Below that, I've got a little piece of split shot about 2 or 3 inches from the hook. And then I used number 8 long shank hooks, or also known as cricket hooks. Setting this up is pretty simple. You're going to attach your bobber, start off a foot or two from the hook, depending on how deep the water is you're fishing, and try that, and then you'll adjust from there. If that's not working, you might need to go a little deeper. Sometimes I fish some deeper areas and have to go 4 or 5 feet deep. Now the reason I've got the piece of split shot on here is that's just going to help your bait hang directly underneath your bobber so you know what depth it's at. If you've got some light current or maybe a little breeze that's blowing your bobber around out there. The reason I use these number 8 long shank hooks is one, it's easy to hook some really small fish, and I do target small bait fish at a time. And two, having that long shank on there, it makes it a lot easier to get the hook out if you happen to hook the fish deep. Other than that, that's really all you need. I didn't mention this, but is the line. A lot of your combos come with line. This particular one did not have line on it. So I put some 4-pound mono. If you buy a combo and it comes with 6 or 8 pound, that's gonna work just as fine as well. So don't worry about swapping that out. Now the next thing you're gonna need is something to put the bait in. Whether you're using cut bait or live bait, I personally like to keep my bait alive until I'm ready to use it. You can bring a cooler and put your bait on ice if you're going to be cutting it up, but to me, if you can keep it fresh and alive until you're ready to cut it, that's even better. So to do that, I have a really easy and simple setup here. It's a 5-gallon, this is a recycled hydraulic fluid bucket that I cleaned thoroughly. Recycled bucket, and I've got a little $5 aerator from Walmart on here dropped in through the pour spout on the bucket. This little setup right here, I can usually keep anywhere from 12 to 18 bluegill alive for a day or more, and you're ready to go with this. Now the last piece of the puzzle is you're gonna need some bait to go out and catch your bait. I personally like to buy the red worms. You can go dig them up in the yard yourself and that'll save you a little bit of money, but you can buy about 30 of these for I think $3, and I'll pinch them in half, so I'll have about 60 worms out of this little can here. And I do want to show y'all how I bait my hook. I know that seems kind of simple, but that's an important part to catching bait, especially if you're targeting small bait. So the first thing I do is I'll break one of these red worms in half, and once I've got it broken in half, see if y'all be able to see this, I thread it onto the hook in a way that there's nothing hanging down. That way the fish don't grab the bait, miss the hook, and just pull my bait off. So if y'all can see what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of threading on and wrapping and working it up the shank of the hook. And we got about one more. We'll get this tip put on here. There we go. All right, so y'all can see that. That's how I've got it worked on there. There's the tip of the hook right there. That way when the fish comes up, they hit the tip of that hook and I don't have a piece of worm dangling way down for them to grab. They'll pull my bait off, I'll lose my bait and not catch a fish. So that's literally all there is to it as far as setting up your hook. So now we're ready to go catch some fish. All right guys, so I'm fishing a little river or creek, whatever you want to call it, here near the house. There's a lot of places you can go and catch bluegill. This is just really convenient for me. And usually I can catch a lot of fish out here. The way I'm gonna fish this is I'm gonna start working around all these logs and trees and any type of structure that's in the water and just kind of hunt them down. Sometimes they're real easy to find. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of work to get to them, but once you find them, you can usually catch a good mess of them. Obviously my favorite place to fish for them is gonna be anywhere near something that'll provide them some type of protection from any type of predator fish. Oh, there's a bump right there. All right, there's the first one, y'all. That didn't take long at all. And it's perfect bait size. All right, there we go, in the bait bucket. All right guys, change of plans. That first spot was not producing, so we're gonna come over here by this bridge and fish. And usually this holds a ton of fish. Usually I found any type of bridge seems to hold a lot of good fish. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm casting underneath it. Now I've actually got some flow coming in from this stream over here, but usually the current kind of turns around here and the main part of the current goes up through here. This is kind of a slow moving area. And I'll just kind of work my bait right by these old columns here that are in the water, and usually you can pull some fish out of it. Another thing I'll do is throw on the other side of the new collar or the new pillars, and that's a good current break over there that usually holds some good bait fish. All right, we'll throw it back out and we're gonna pitch it right behind that column over there. It's kind of a dead zone as far as the water goes. Helps break it up. Let's see if we can find something. I'm gonna move it just a little bit closer there. Oh, there's a bump. Let's see if he'll sink it. There we go. There's a little piece of bait. And there it is, guys. Pretty small, but I will use it. All right, guys. There's two pieces of bait for us now. We're gonna put it right back out in the same area. Just put some fresh bait on there. I got two fish off that half a worm, so I'm gonna do the same thing I did a while ago. I'll pull it a little bit, make some movement. Oh, there's one right there. Oh. Pulled the hook out of his mouth, guys. Y'all saw what I did there. Casting right there where there's a current block. Letting it sit a little bit. If nothing grabs it here in just a couple seconds, I'll give it a little bit of movement. Pulling it towards me there to hopefully attract him. We'll let it sit a few more seconds. Give it another little bump. Oh, there's one right there. All right. That one feels like it's hooked up. There we go, guys. And that's a warmouth. But that's a good bait. Go back up there again. Do a few more casts in this area, then we're going to move to a different spot. Oh, there's a hit. Come on, take it. There we go. Whatever he is tiny. World's smallest bait fish right there, y'all. Alright, we're baited back up. Put a little bit more worm on there with them. What I usually do is to see if we can entice this slow bite to get better. Oh, there's one. Another fish, y'all. Let's see what we got. Oh, a little warmouth. It's unusual to catch that many of them back here. Usually catch one here or there, but 2 in one trip, that's surprising. All right, let's try right over here. There's a little nibble. There's a fish. Okay. All right, guys, there's another one. All right, guys, we're going to come back over here to where we originally started fishing. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm fishing a little bit deeper than I was when I first started over here, and I just want to toss the bait around just to see if going deeper helps. Bump. There's a fish hitting it. There he is. All right, guys. There's another piece of bait. All right, let's try for another one. Same spot, right at the base of that old root ball. Give it just a little bump. There's one. Another small one, but it's bait. Guys, I'm moving up a little bit, and I'm actually going to go shallower with this because lots and lots of debris and trash and stuff over here. So get that run shallow. All right, let's give this a shot, guys. Put her across here. See if there's anything sitting around all those logs on the other side there. Oh, there's a fish. Another small bait fish. These are definitely some of the smallest I've caught in a while, but they'll still work. There's one, guys. Another fish. Good piece of bait right there. Perfect live bait. All right, we're gonna try this again. Same spot. There's one. And he's on. Another nice live bait. All right, get back in the same spot, guys. Let's see if there's more over there. Yep, there's one. There's another one. Another nice live bait. All right, we're gonna do about 2 more casts in that spot, and then we're gonna call it, I think. 1. Yep, there's 1. Got him. And let's do cast number 2, guys. There's number 2. See if we can get another one. Oh, there's 1. Oh, missed him. He's come back out after it. Missed him again. Still got a little bit of bait on there. We'll try it one more time. I think he just bumped it. Yep, there he is. He's bumping it. See if he's gonna slam it. There it is. Right. Gotcha. All right, I've got a nub of bait. Let's see if they'll clean it off for me. I said 2 more throws, but try to get this bait used up. There's another one, guys. Oh, he let go of it. Daggum, that was a good feeling little fish too. All right, guys, this really is my last cast. Now, if I had to rate today's fishing on a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 2. It's been some pretty terrible bait fishing, to be completely honest with you, but we did manage to catch some bait. As you see, it's pretty simple what I'm doing. I'm just looking for still moving areas in the water that have some type of hole near them with structure, and I'm just kind of working my way down through here, targeting those. If you're fishing a pond or a lake or something along those lines, ponds are usually real easy. You can work along the bank and usually catch all the bluegill you want. If you're in a lake, I'd recommend fishing near a dock. Usually bluegill hold near the dock and maybe near a bridge, or if you can find some good structure, kind of like what you see here along the bank of a lake, you can usually find some bluegill as well. But no matter what location, super easy fish to catch. Even when you're having a bad day catching them, you can still manage to get a few in a very short amount of time. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you picked up some good techniques that'll help you go out and catch your own fresh bait. If you have questions on anything, leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. While you're at it, check out the description below. The Catfish Conference is going to put some links down there that's going to take you over to their website, and it'll keep you updated for any upcoming Catfish Conference events. And also check out the Catfish Conference YouTube channel. They've got a ton of videos from past Catfish conferences, and they've got other contributors with fishing trips and gear and technique type tip videos as well. So you definitely want to check that out. If you want to see more videos from me, check out my channel, Rock Bottom Cats. I have a ton of catfishing videos posted on there. And if you're on social media, such as Instagram or Facebook, check out Rock Bottom Cats on there as well. Try to keep it updated every few days, and I would love to hear from you there if you want to reach out via Messenger. As always, I appreciate all you guys taking time to watch my video, and I'll catch you guys next time.